Hi everyone, I'm Pixel Dan, and we're here at the Mattel booth at New York Comic Con for some comparison time. Let's take a look at the booth and see what we've got to see. First off, we've got this awesome pawn for Castle Grayskull. We didn't have this at PowerCon, but you can plug this right into the castle, and now it looks like the vintage one. Well, no, now it looks like the classic one. Okay, I'm not Pixel Dan. That was a good impression. So the pawn's now removable from the castle. I'm actually Scott Neitlich, Brand Manager of Masters of the Universe. Final paint job, guys. So this is a little improved from where we were at PowerCon. You can see, I mean, these wipes, let's get some close-ups here. This is amazing. I mean, you can see how many different shades of green are on this. I mean, this is beautiful. I'm gonna move in here and retire. That's really the only changes from PowerCon. The paints, this is final. This is production. The other change was Rattler here. The chains now that we showed at PowerCon were plastic. These are now fully metal. Full metal chains. They just pop right off the figure there. So you can chain up your characters and have a little 50 Shades of Grayskull fun. And that's about the only changes from last time. A couple things that sort of walked off. The skulls are removable, you can tell, because one of them's missing. I don't know who took it. Somebody. Shame on you. Someone also took a couple of swords gone. The mace is gone. It's the last time we have a playset to play with. Things keep walking away. Let's take a look at the case here, and I'll show you some of the new figures that we've got out. Unlock that. So let's see, why don't we start on this side here. I think everybody saw, we've seen all these guys, our Filmation figures. So that's wrapping up the year on the top. Neptune's coming out. We got Seahawk, that'll be subscription only for 2013. And Strong Aura in December. And then Sky High went on sale last month. We have a very few remaining customer service stock. We're going to put those on Cyber Monday, whatever's left, which is really just a handful. So we'll sell those off at the end of the year. Spirit of Hordak, as I always say, on sale when you least expect it. There's still a couple sales for the rest of the year, and he will be on early access in December. If you're a subscriber, there'll be a few. Standar here. So he's at Kamikaze, which is like 2 weeks from now. It's Motu Mania, it never stops. So there's Standar there with the removable ding. And then, see, look, I don't even need Pixel Dan to do a ding. And then the helmet comes off there. Thank you to my beautiful assistant. All right. So there's Standar. I'm going to try to drop as much as I can while Dan is not here. That's my goal. All right. Standar back. We got Goatman. I think that we've seen Goatman before. There's really big doors. So here's Strobo. So he's our New York Comic Con and Kamikaze figure. If we have any remaining stock after the show, then it will be on Matty Collector, sort of through the very end of the year, probably November, December. But yeah, guys, he's here. He's been here all day. We haven't sold out yet during the show each day. Each day we have a different allotment, so there is plenty. So if you're here in New York Comic Con, please come get your Strobo. There's plenty to go around. And Goatman, he'll be the New York Comic Con and Kamikaze and PowerCon. I don't know which shows we're going to next year in 2014, but whichever non-San Diego shows we go to, Goatman will be that figure. So he'll come with the Hammer of Asgard here and the Staff of Avion, which does have a little hook for Stratos. That's pretty cool. All right, let's see. Since we're on this side, why don't we take a look at the minis? I know everyone's been excited about these. So let's try He-Man here. So these are a non-subscription item. There's going to be 6 2-packs throughout 2014. One approximately every other month. The first one is Battle Armor He-Man and Merman. Here. Let's get some cool close-ups there. So they'll each come with about 1 to 2 accessories, depending on the figure. If the figure's, larger, it might come with 1 accessory, but for the most part 2. It's not always going to be standard. A lot of people have been asking why they are at a different scale. So this was the video game-based figure that we did at San Diego Comic-Con that came with Skeletor in that cool Castle Grayskull box. And this is the official Motu Minis figure. Obviously, we did Battle Armor He-Man to kind of differentiate a little bit. The reason that they're a little smaller is twofold. One, prices are going up. Well, costs are going up basically constantly. The cost to produce this stuff, and this stuff I mean everything, from Hot Wheels to Monster High to Motu Classics. prices continue to rise, labor continues to rise, and we can't do anything about that. That's not a cost, I can just change at, a snap. So we wanted to make sure that these were locked in at a size that we could, invest for the long term and make sure we could deliver a complete collection. The other reason that we went down in scale was we want to be able to deliver. Are we off?
No, we're good.
Oh, keep going. I'm sorry. The camera got moved a little. I thought we were off. The other reason is because we wanted to deliver cool things like play sets at that scale. Because the larger the scale, the larger the play sets have to be. So by shrinking them a little bit, it allows us to do cool things like this. So every 2-pack is going to come with a piece of this castle. The jaw bridge opens and closes just like that with my hand. It's not a trigger. You'll be able to place the figures on the balcony or the towers here. So He-Man there can, just stand right there on the tower. Oops. Oh, I caught him! No ding. But the head fell off. Alright, let's fix that. I don't know if the heads are going to come off in final. They're not far enough along. I know that question came up. So it'll break apart into 6 segments here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you get 1 segment with each of the 2-packs. And then if you complete them all, you'll be able to have your little Castle Grayskull with He-Man and etc. Let me show you the other minis here. Let's go back. So we got the other pack is going to be Moss Man and Battle Armor Skeletor there. He is going to be flocked. The flock is kind of starting to come off because of the show, but he will be fully flocked. It looks better online than it does with this demo model. And let's see. That's where the Moss Man comes with. He comes with this cool shield, this cool little mace. Again, all mini, cute, and scaled for the long-term investment and to do play sets and who knows what else. In other words, the smaller the figure, the more chance there is we can do bigger things. It's a lot easier to do vehicles and play sets when you have really small figures than it is in a 6-inch line. So that was the thinking. I know everyone's asking. All right, we'll fix all those guys up. All right, let's go back over here and look at some of the new figures. So I think everyone has seen Too Bad, because he was final at PowerCon. I just knocked over Scorpia.
Ding.
Ding. All right. Here's Hydron. So he does come with his yellow pack. I know we forgot to put it out at PowerCon. It simply removes by unclasping it from the back, lifting it over the head, and it comes off. There is a peg right there on the bubble, and there's a hole there. So if you simply just strap it on there, plug the hole in, and plug it into the back, also that will come off. So you can, and the head of course pops right off, and the armor will come off, etc., etc., just like with any other figure. Alright, so we'll strap him back in there, and plug that in. And there's Hydron. Very cool. You get some really cool swimming poses. He's got his vintage trident weapon, and you can have a lot of bathtub fun with that guy. In Merman and Octavia could get into some cool battles. Alright. So here's Scorpia. She's a lot closer to final. Not final. There you go. So her tail. There's one articulation point similar to Whiplash. So there you go. So the tail will turn. Actually, it'll turn all the way around. I really wanted it to. It's really back and forth. And it's a little bendy, but it doesn't articulate. But you can whip people with it or whip other characters. The claws do not articulate, but they do spin. So they'll turn, but the fingers don't. Doesn't open and close like Clawful. Really cool. This is my favorite Horde crossbow I think the Horsemen have ever done. It's like kind of a scorpion kind of shape there. So it's got much like Leech, he has a clip there, and it'll clip right there to the hand. So see that? So that's how she'll hold it. I know the Horsemen had sculpted it so it would do a peg through the hole, but as I explained at our panel, sometimes during the process of translating a prototype into a toy, changes have to be made for safety and for balance reasons, so that's why it clips now. I think everyone's pretty happy with that. New boots, new tunic, new head. Even Cornboy, he thought this was just he couldn't believe how beautiful the face turned out from the prototype. So we're really happy with how Scorpion, man, let's take a look at her next to Octavia here. I mean, look at that. How cool is that? That is awesome! That is awesome. We waited our entire lives for that. Seriously. Okay. we're back. Let's look at Anthony's figure here. All right, so here is Blade. So he comes with 3 weapons. Of course, he's got his signature vintage sword here. He has a kind of movie-inspired sword, sort of like how Queen Marlena came with that blaster. And then, so both the swords will slide right in.
That's good.
That.
Come on, man.
And this sword
It's all coming together. So
will
like,
slide in
another year or
like. Oops. There we go. Come on. There we go. So both of his swords will go in the holsters like that. And of course, this awesome laser whip. I've wanted this laser whip since I was 8 years old. Whoops.
Ding.
Ding. Wait, that just fell out of his hand on his own. Does that really count? Probably does. Pixel Dan would count it. Okay, enough references to Pixel Dan because he's not here. All right, and of course the head. Actually, let me show you how he comes apart because the armor's kind of pretty neat. So we'll take all of the stuff off. So just like any other figure, pop the head off. The armor will unhook, just like any other figure, and slips right off. It's just like any other armor. It's just really detailed with all that chainmail. So it's a standard male buck. This is very loose. His arms are there, up and down. Standard articulation. Boots turn. Really strong ankle pins, so shouldn't be falling over. No, it's the new style, so no pin there. So there you go. There is Blade. I'll reconfabulate him later there. All right, let's look at Glimmer. So she's farther along. So she's final. She's production. So you can see some changes in her hand from PowerCon. Her thumb was was kind of corrected. So it's not, I guess people are calling it kind of a monkey thumb. So that is corrected. So she's got a better open palm. And so the orb will balance right there like that and hold perfectly. And it's cool because now we kind of have another spell casting hand too. Maybe we could use that in the future. It's not like that Catra claw. So it's cool that we invested in that. She's got all standard articulation. You shouldn't have any trouble putting her in sitting poses or, guiding through Bright Moon. Up, ding. That just slipped out. All right, thank you. Okay. Yeah, there's her staff. It's got that little jewel inside. There you go. That's Glimmer, the guide to light the way for all of you Princess of Power fans. All right. Modular. Minnie, my assistant here on this one, so we're gonna pull them apart and show you what we got here. All right, so he has a ton of you're getting a fully articulated Modular. Every single one of the legs. It just, it's articulated just like any other figure. He also has that extra tail piece. So let me show you how he pulls apart. So here, I'm gonna start handing some pieces to you here. All right, so we got a leg. We got another leg.
Well, you could have gotten a
We got another leg. Oh my gosh, how many legs could we possibly have?
Ding.
Ding. You got a gun. So the gun, it's 2 pieces, which of course you can join like that, or pull apart. Let's keep pulling him apart here. Are we having fun or what? Another leg. Another leg. We got some abdomens. He's getting smaller and smaller by the minute. We got another abdomen part. The only part that doesn't, this does not pull apart in order to have the articulation here and the turn. So I know fans were asking, they wanted it, but unfortunately, no, it does not pull apart there. But you can pull apart another hand, pull apart another hand. Connector piece. Another connector piece. Another connector piece. Yet another connector piece. And then this is actually neat. Kids at home, watch this. So the heads pull apart, but so does this part. So that you could just put this head on any other body. So you actually get, you get like a little neck thing. So we got a head, we got a neck connector, we got another head, we got another neck connector. Ding, ding, ding. Got another one. That up. That's one, whoops. That's one pile of Modulock there. And then finally, here's the torso piece, which, as I said, does not pull apart. So, ladies and gentlemen, I give you Modulock in pieces. There you go. There's everything you get in the box. All right, so we'll put him away in a minute. Let's see here. All right, now we're gonna get to some of the stuff that's a bit more prototypey. So if I drop this and get a ding, I'm in big trouble. Let's start with Extendar. So here's his shield. So his shield is gonna fold into 3 places like that. Click on the back. And it does have the sculpted little peace symbol there. So we got that. We got his all new, really cool Neitlich. There we go, other accessory. So you can joust. Really careful here because he's a prototype. And so there he is with all of his pieces attached. So essentially, just like Tallstar or Mechanic, all of the middle pieces here will disconnect. I'm not going to pull them apart right now. And they'll reconnect, just like the vintage figure. The gloves, I know that they are painted green. CB explained in the panel that when they gave Sherry a vintage toy as a paintmaster to model this after, their vintage toy actually had faded. And so they faded to green, and mistakenly she had painted them a little bit more of a green from a bronze. We're going to try to correct that. So I think we're not far enough along that we can still hopefully affect that. I can't guarantee that. But we totally, it's funny how that happened. See, no one, even the Horsemen hadn't realized that. And so yeah, stuff like that happens when you use the vintage figures as the paintmaster. Here's the back. So you can see there's the peace symbol in the back. And yeah, I mean, he's very much almost a fully tooled figure. So he will have the male buck. This is going to be snap-on armor over the buck. But other than that, he really doesn't share too many parts. So, Extendar! Let's not drop him. Alright, I think you've seen Battle Lion already at PowerCon. Let's look at that. So here he is. Big wig in for New Adventures with the Space Mutants. Again, you know, I know people are saying, you know, we're not digging deep in New Adventures here, guys. We're talking Flog here. We're not talking like, you know, Staghorn or, you know, Artilla or something like that. We're you know, Kato. We're talking Flog. Removable helmet. Oops. Removable head. Hold on a second.
Is that a ding?
A ding when the head that's supposed to come
When you
off.
say the helmet comes off and
That is kind of funny. There it is. There's his helmetless head. See, it's not actually attached. It's just kind of sitting there. That's why. That's a half a ding. All right. So there's his head, and the helmet will go on. You can see there is. Let's see if we can get it to stay on there. Oops. Hold on. You can see there's a lot of shared parts with the Horde Trooper there on the arms and the legs. Some reuse of the Trapjaw legs, because we haven't really used the Trapjaw legs enough in the line, and we felt like we really wanted to get another reuse out of those. And the Hordak feet and new armor. All right, let me put them back. And then he's got 2 cool accessories. The first one, so he's got obviously his staff, and it's going to have, oops, there's a ding. Alright. So this one's not painted, but it'll have the string like this. So this is the painted one, this is unpainted. You can see it's not painted. But I wanted to show everyone what it's going to look like with the string and with the Morning Star there at the end. So that's his first accessory. You only get 1, you don't get 2. We just have 2 to show what the string would look like. And then the Filmation Sword, the He-Man, comes with Flog. We're going to be doing that a lot in 2014, trying to get as many cool accessories out there as possible. Alright, now we got to wrap this up because the show is starting here. Let's see, what else? We got the mini comic that comes with the unnamed one. Woo! Look at that. This is like done and final. This was actually done months ago. You saw this at Comic-Con. There's the back. So this will come with the unnamed one who's under the sheet there. So you'll see him when he arrives in your mailboxes. I think that's about it. That's all the new stuff. So we are ready to rock. It is going to be an amazing 2014.